Donald Trump soft launched national martial law, talking about DC, but then saying, we're going to look at New York City, we're going to look at Baltimore, we're going to look at Oakland. And the media is mostly shrugging, and a lot of Americans have become desensitized to this. This is a red alert, my friends. You know, some of the changes that Donald Trump made to the tax law, I don't agree with them, but they're not sirens going off, right? This is that. Donald Trump announcing that he is invoking Section 740 of the DC Home Rule Act, taking control of the DC Police Department. Listen to this.
And worse. This is Liberation Day in DC, and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening. And
there is no more dry run. It is happening right now. And I know that no matter what I cover, some people write in and they say, David, you're downplaying the threat. And others write in and say, David, you're hyperbolically overplaying the threat. This is an authoritarian nightmare, and you only need to listen to Trump. Go straight to the source. I always say, CAPS, critically analyze primary sources. Go and listen to the full press conference, and you will see that there is no context that could make this okay, other than Trump saying before all of it, the next 45 minutes, I'm just going to be saying things I don't really mean. That's the only context that could mitigate this. Here is Trump saying, we are going to use the language of violence, which is the language they understand.
Until you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night. And they're not going to be fighting back long, because I've instructed them and told them whatever happens, you know, they love to spit in the face of the police. As the police are standing up there in uniform, they're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face. And then they start spitting in their face. And I said, you tell them, you spit and we hit. And they can hit real hard.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's girl Miss Yuba. Guys, do you know that US is under martial law? Guys, and we need to be concerned about it. More especially DC. They are under heavy deployment, and someone is trying to control them. Let's talk about it.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly.
Breaking news that is indeed breaking. Holy shit, y'all, it's starting. It's starting. So last night, Donald Trump issued an order to pretty much send a bunch of the National Guard, security guard, to Washington, D.C., and now everyone's implying that he's supposed to be enacting martial law. This is the news report that just happened, the live that was just playing, where number 47 of Washington, D.C. stated he's now going to be taking over the Washington Metropolitan Police Department. under direct federal control under the guise of the National Security Guard or the National Guard. Martial law is about to be enacted. I was literally in the middle of eating breakfast. I'm so sorry, y'all. I was literally in the middle of eating breakfast, and I just watched this entire thing. He said, I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor. I'm sorry. You mean the same nation's capital that you previously took part in doing the insurrection on? That same capital? And now he's taking control over the capital. This is the start of that dictatorship that we were talking about. This is what's going on in Washington, D.C. right now, y'all. In Washington, D.C., Donald Trump is putting the whole city on lockdown.
First of all, fuck Donald Trump. Second of all, to the black people that are rationalizing Donald Trump taking over and militarizing D.C. streets under the pretext of crime when crime in D.C. is at a 30-year low, you are part of the fucking problem too. And if it don't apply, let it fly. Okay, I don't need an announcement about how you haven't seen nobody say something. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own two eyes. Here is the thing. For anybody to believe that Donald Trump coming in with the military is a solution, and for anybody to think, even after all that we've seen from this administration, that it's going to only impact the so-called bad ones is irrational. The bottom line is the reason why Donald Trump is taking over DC is because DC is still a predominantly black city. And he looks at blackness and criminality as being one and the same. And so if you think that the Donald Trump that has told the National Guard, do whatever it is that you want to do to people, the same motherfucker that sat up there and wanted to shoot Black Lives Matter protesters last time he was in office, the same person that one of his first orders of business was pardoning a DC cop who killed somebody and whose Department of Justice has gotten rid of consent decrees that we fought for in the so-called racial reckoning. If you think that that administration and that person's aim, oh, and by the way, the person who ran on giving cops indemnity, if you think that that's the solution of bringing in over 1,000 people to police and racially profile and harass people, and you think you're going to be exempt, then you're fucking unhinged. And guess what? If anything should happen to your dumb ass, don't fucking come to us with no GoFundMe, no hashtag shit, no relief, nothing, because you're one of those people that think that this shit is okay, and it's not okay. All right? The bottom line is, this is bullshit. And this is all about criminalizing black people. But you know what? Republicans are smart. They know that if you put black people at the forefront of, oh, we got to get the blacks under control, then people will go for anything. But it's not going to be so cute when they're impacted by the shit as well. The same way that all people thought it was going to be cute with all this immigration shit, and they're not immigrants, but they're getting fucked with. It's going to be the same goddamn thing with DC. And then they're going to move on to New York City, Chicago, and other black cities next. So, I know you might be afraid, and I'm not trying to minimize crime by anybody. Be very, very clear about that. But I tell you what, I'll take my chances with the 30-year crime low in D.C. than with bringing a whole bunch of motherfuckers in there who got marching orders to fuck with us.
By the time Trump is done in the White House, Republicans will never vote red again. They will turn blue. In fact, they will want to paint the White House blue because the way Trump is tearing stuff up, listen, I don't care if they take over Chicago. I don't care what states or cities or whatever they take over. I'm not protesting. I'm not getting involved. This is what they wanted. This is what they voted for. This is what they get, right? I'm not getting involved. But by the time he's done in this White House, Republicans will be eating their words. They will be voting blue. I guarantee you the next president will be a Democrat. I don't care who runs. Anybody can run. They are going to win. As long as they are a Democrat, they are going to win. That's one. Listen, if you don't know what martial law is, I recommend you look it up. And you can look it up on ChatGPT. All you got to do is type in what is martial law. Is martial law coming to the United States? Is it happening in the United States? Ask those type of questions. What does martial law mean for me? Look into that. Go and get you a passport. You may want to go on a vacation. Get you and your kids passports. If I were you, that's what I would do because you may need a vacation, right? Also, look into crypto. Look into meme coins if you have any extra money. Now is the time. I don't care if you have to work 3 or 4 jobs. Any money that you can make, you need to make it. Just my advice. No financial advice, no legal, just my advice. Position yourself and become knowledgeable what's happening in this country. It's very important.
So Cottage Cheese in Chief announced during his little press conference that he's also going to enact his little officially unofficial martial law in DC, NYC, Baltimore, and Oakland. Now, being the neurodivergent that I am, I can't help but have pattern recognition. So let me show you the mayors of these 4 cities. Tell me if you notice a pattern. This is the DC mayor. This is the NYC mayor. The Baltimore mayor. And the Oakland mayor. Don't you find that suspicious? Anybody noticing a pattern here? I hope our alien cousins that NASA saw comes and gets us, because it is getting very anti-black around here. And I'm sick of it. And once again, no matter what y'all do, we are not running to the streets.
I had to stop watching that damn press conference because it was working my last nerve. Basically, Trump wants to take over Washington, D.C. and probably declare martial law. He is using the Doge boy getting attacked and jumped as his catalyst to do so. First, it was the damn curfew for the teens and the adolescents. You know what? I don't really mind that too much. But now it's getting worse. He wants to kick out all the homeless people. Where the fuck are they going to go? On top of that, he said we would not be using the National Guard. But then Petey Boy got up on the stage and said, yes, the National Guard will be deployed in the upcoming week. Pam Bodie will be taking over all, and I do mean all, law enforcement in Washington, D.C., which means they will report to her, which means they will be reporting to Trump. It's not going to be safe. They're not looking just for criminals. They're looking for everybody and their mom. He mentioned illegal immigrants over and over and over again, which we know that's bullshit. He mentioned Kamala and Biden over and over and over again. Then he went to the LGBTQIA and transgender people again. Washington, D.C., I don't know what y'all gonna do, but please do it safely. Y'all know this man does not care about people. He will take y'all out no matter what. And he will use the justification of safety. This is his way of coming into martial law. This is how he's going to do it. He's going to make up lies. He's going to over-exaggerate every situation. He mentioned Chicago, Baltimore, Philly, Watts. You know, urban black areas as the problem child in America. DC will be the example. DC will see how far he can actually go without being hit by a judge. Y'all be safe out there.
Thank you for watching my videos. Please don't forget to drop a comment on the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe to help the channel out.